Untitled swinging in, and it's a fair ball, and Wayzata wins it. Champlin Park back to state for the third straight year.
Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of March 11th. I'm John Jacobson.
I'm Jay Wilcox. We're closing in on the end of the winter season. Today on the show, we're loaded with section girls and boys basketball highlights. And we'll meet Wayzata's top all-time scorer in boys basketball in our Sports Jam Spotlight.
Let's start with girls basketball. In Section 8-4A, the Maple Grove girls were looking to make it back-to-back state tournament appearances. The Crimson meeting top seeded St. Michael Albertville for the section title. Abby Schulte, nice pass to Ari Gordon. The freshman scores early for the Crimson. Sam Carroll hits a three from the corner, putting the Crimson ahead 20-7. Kylie Baranek drives and scores 2 of her 16 points here. The Knights will rally. Mackenzie Kramer launches a three and hits. She scores 12 points in the first half. Then a nice pass from Jaden Hanson to Kendall Cox for 2. STMA cuts the lead to 6 at halftime. Second half, Kramer runs the break and dishes to Lily Tennyson, and she scores to make it 45 all. Baranek gets a steal and sends Izzy Brandt on the break, and she finishes, putting the Crimson up by 5. Maple Grove's Jordan Lampker defended hard, but she gets the shot to fall here and draws the foul. On her way to a 16-point night. Carroll's shot is off, but Schulte battles for the loose ball, and she scores. Maple Grove reverses a regular season loss to STMA with a 69-58 section final win.
Coming into tonight, we felt like our locker room was confident. We felt like we had a shot to win this game tonight, and the girls came out and executed great.
Maple Grove is seeded 5th in the 4A tournament and takes on Northwest Suburban Conference rival Centennial in the quarterfinals. That game is Wednesday at noon at Williams Arena.
The Hopkins girls basketball team has been dominant this season, even by their standards. Wayzata has been number 2 in the Class 4A rankings all year, right behind the Royals. Those teams met for a third time for the Section 6 title. Callie Tyson drives for 2 of her 18 points, and it's 8-6 Trojans. Dlayla Chakolis goes coast to coast for the layup for Hopkins. She scores 15 points in the first half and 25 total. The Royals lead at 12-8. Paige Beckers reads the screen well and gets free for the runner as Hopkins starts to build a lead, going up 19-11. Beckers spots KK Adams alone in the corner, and Adams buries a three. Hopkins is up 37-25 at the half. Wayzata comes out strong in the second half, though. Annika Stewart hits the turnaround jumper as she scores Wayzata's first 7 points of the half. And Tyson drives and kicks it out to Mara Braun for 3. Wayzata pulls within 7 on 3 different occasions, but they can get no closer. Beckers blows past the D for a layup as the Royals never stop scoring in this one. Beckers sinks a long 3 to put the Hopkins lead back into double figures on her way to a 25-point game. Hopkins beats Wayzata for a third time this season, 77-60. No surprise as Hopkins gets the top seed for the 4A tournament. They'll face Lakeville North in the quarterfinals Wednesday at 10 a.m. at Williams Arena, and we'll hear from the Royals later in the show. In Class 3A, Cooper is the defending state champion. The Hawks were the top seed in Section 6, and they faced Waconia for the section title. Off a missed shot from the corner, Asia Wheeler rebounds and passes to her sister Kiara for the bucket. It's a 6-point Cooper lead early. Asia Wheeler takes this one all the way to the hoop, finishing with a layup as part of a 20-point night for her. But the Wildcats rally. Tess Johnson will score on the drive up the left side, tying the game up. Waconia takes a 3-point lead into the halftime break. And they extend that lead in the second half. Johnson with a great pass to Audrey Swanson underneath for 2, and Waconia goes up by 6. With less than 3 minutes to go, though, Drea Tribble drains a big 3 for Cooper, putting them on top 50-49. But Waconia gets a huge steal and gets out running. Johnson to Swanson. The Wildcats are up by 1. But Cooper has one more big play to go. With under 15 seconds to play, Asia Wheeler coming up big again. She drives and scores the winning basket. A great game in the section finals. Wheeler helps Cooper get back to the state tournament with a 52-51 win.
No pressure. pressure. You gotta be able to do good in crunch moments. That's what basketball is about. If you can't finish at the end, then it doesn't matter.
Cooper is seeded second in the 3A tournament behind De La Salle. The Hawks take on Austin in the quarterfinals Wednesday at 2 p.m. at Maturi Pavilion at the U of M.
In Class A, Heritage Christian Academy was looking to get back to state for a second straight season. Coach Lori Krellin's team facing Christ's Household of Faith for the Section 4A title. And the Eagles lead right from the start. Kayla Scott hits the mid-range jumper to give Heritage an 8-0 lead. The Lions' Amari Pipcorn hits a three to get Choff back to within 5 points. He scores 16 in the game. The Eagles' Kirsten Robbins is open in the lane for the pass from Scott. Robbins turns and scores a 28-19 Heritage. Scott ends the first half with a long three-pointer to beat the buzzer. That puts the Eagles up 39-25 at the break. Second half, it's Robbins forcing a turnover and taking it back all the way for a layup. She scored 20 points in the game, and the lead is 18. Choff tries to come back. Ari Gerdes scores 2 of her 18 points here. Lions get as close as 9, but Scott, the program's all-time leading scorer, helps seal the game late, driving for the basket here and drawing the foul. Heritage Christian Academy repeats as Section 4A champions, winning 60-47.
No, we started off kind of slow, and I think we do a really good job sticking together and staying together, and that's what we did. And we executed the game plan, and we just stopped. We tried to stop 23, and we scored, and they scored, and we just played our game. So.
Heritage is seeded 4th in the Class A tournament. They face number 5 seed Ada Borup Thursday at 1 o'clock at Maturi Pavilion.
It's also state tournament week in adapted floor hockey. Several local teams are set to vie for titles. Action gets started Friday at Bloomington Jefferson. In the PI division, Maple Grove takes on Dakota United in the quarterfinals. Last year's runner-up, Robbinsdale Hopkins Mound West Tonka Robins face St. Paul Humboldt. ANOKA-HENNEPIN takes on Rochester. The semifinals are Saturday morning at 10:30 and the championship Saturday afternoon at 2:30. In the CI division quarterfinals, Maple Grove meets the top seed from the north, St. Cloud. ANOKA-HENNEPIN faces New Prague. The semifinals are at noon Saturday and the championship at 4 p.m. again at Bloomington Jefferson. And John, there's always tons of action at that floor hockey tournament.
Fun, right. Next up on Sports Jam, we check out the playoffs in boys basketball as we head toward this week's section championship games. Welcome back. Time to talk boys basketball playoffs.
Action is heating up for many of the area's best teams. Armstrong faced second seed Wayzata in the Section 6 4A semifinals. Wayzata's Keaton Heidi steps away from the defenders and nails a three here for the Trojans. Devin Fry answers at the other end with a three for the Falcons as the teams go back and forth in the first half. Jake Breitbach hits from long distance, giving Armstrong a 1-point lead with this hoop. Heidi, though, hits another long ball late in the first half. The Trojans lead at 33-31 at the break. Wayzata sophomore Cody Williams hits a three from the corner as the Trojans start the second half on an 8-0 run. Jacob Beeninga hits a jump shot and is fouled. He scores 17 in the game for the Trojans. They dominate the second half. Luke Paulson gets the steal at midcourt and goes in for the hoop on his way to a 20-point game. Wayzata pulls away to win 86-58 and advance to the section final. In the first semifinal in Section 6, top seed Hopkins faced number 4 seed St. Louis Park. Keyshawn Howard drives and dishes to Paris Johnson Jr. for the baseline jumper as St. Louis Park plays well early. A nice crossover dribble for Andy Stafford, and he scores a tough reverse layup for Hopkins. St. Louis Park surges into the lead as Howard's bounce pass to Anthony Odens results in a layup. Dane Zimmer gets a block for the Royals, and Raekwon Valentin sends it ahead to Zeke Naji, and he gets the layup and foul. And Zimmer inside will kick it back out to Naji for three. He pours in 46 points for Hopkins. The Royals go up by 7. Kerwin Walton steals the pass and takes it in for 2. Hopkins leads by 10 at the half, and they dominate the second half to win 82-59. For a third straight season, Wayzata and Hopkins will play for the Section 6 title. The championship game is Wednesday night at Osseo.
Saturday's tough weather forced the Section 8 4A semifinals to be moved from Saturday in St. Cloud to Friday night in Monticello. Maple Grove was the top seed in that section. They met St. Michael Albertville in the semis. Maple Grove's Nate Adams takes the handoff here and drives and hits a floater in the lane to make it 11-6 Crimson. Then Kyle Dreyer will hit a big three-pointer, part of a 10-0 scoring run for MG to put them up 19-6. Ryan McGinnis misses the baseline jumper but follows his shot twice and converts for 2 more points. Maple Grove's lead grows to 19 at 32-13. Dreyer with a nice move would get to the baseline, takes it hard to the basket and score. Crimson up going into halftime. And Maple Grove holds that lead in the second half. Nate Adams with the steal and then a great pass to the trailer, Jared Rainey for the layup and foul. He scores 15 points in the game. Adams drains a catch-and-shoot 3 as Maple Grove goes on to win 65-48 to return to the section final.
It's been awesome. I've been playing with some of these seniors since I was in like 1st grade, and to be playing with them side by side, it's kind of like the last end, and it's just like an awesome feeling, and can't take it for granted because not many people get to do it, so it's just awesome.
The Crimson face Buffalo in a rematch of last year's Section 8 final. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock Thursday night at St. Michael Albertville High School.
In Section 5 4A, the schedule is a little different. The semifinals and finals are this week. Top seed Park Center enter the playoffs at #1 in the state rankings, and they get out to a solid start against Irondale in the quarterfinals. Emmanuel Tamba with the steal and layup to give the Pirates an 18-8 lead. Irondale plays pretty well in the first half. Zach Roberts splits the defenders and sets up Ahmad Berry for the layup as the Knights are within 21-17. The Pirates go inside to Dane Danger, and he powers it in for 2 plus a foul on this play. Danger with 29 on the night. And Park Center looks to push the pace. Kahari Broadway to Tommy Chapman for the easy hoop. As the Pirates build the lead to double figures, and they pull away for a 90-50 win.
Champlin Park's the #2 seed in the section. The Rebels started the playoffs in the quarterfinal round when they took on Mounds View at Champlin Park High School. First half, Rebels on the break. Bennett Otto to Alex John, finishing with the big dunk. Otto zips the no-look pass to Francis Wakoria. He gets the flush for Champlin Park. Jacob Johnson with a quick catch-and-shoot three-pointer. And then a short time later, Johnson hits from long distance again. He scores 12 points in the first half. Rebels lead 25-17 at the break. Johnson and Jared Walter D up here. Johnson gets the loose ball and goes all the way for 2. Champlin Park starts the second half on a 10-0 run. The Rebels go on to win 52-35 to advance to the semis.
Also in Section 5, 4th seed Osseo at home facing 5th seed Centennial. Early first half, Tariq Henry lobs to Deontay Ferguson for the lay-in, 2 of 13 points for Ferguson. A great bounce pass from Cornell Richardson to Terrence Waits for the layup and foul. Waits scores 13. Osseo leads 30-18. Late in the first half, Richardson drives and then a nice finish in the lane as Osseo takes a 40-24 lead into halftime. Osseo has never really threatened in this one. Henry scores 19, including this 3. The Orioles win 77-58. In the semifinals Tuesday at Coon Rapids High School, Champlin Park meets Roseville at 5, followed at 7 by Osseo versus Park Center. Both of those games can be seen live on CCX1. The section final is Friday at Rogers High School.
We have some strong teams in smaller classes in the area, too. Some early round playoff games, though, are just a bit lopsided. Maranatha faced Eagle Ridge Academy International School at Osseo in Section 5 2A. Eagle Ridge turns the ball over, and Traverse Ricks Wested takes off the other way. And check out that huge jam, 9-0 Mustangs to start. Ben Lechtenberg gets into the lane but leaves his shot a little short. Akai Harut there to clean up the miss. Maranatha starts the game on a 19-0 run. Tristan Lee dishes to Christian Davis. He hits a 3, and the Mustangs rolled with a 32-2 lead. They go on to win it 95-17. In the quarterfinals Saturday, Maranatha beat Providence 60-46 behind Justin Mason's 21-point performance. #2 seed Breck opened the playoffs with a 73-57 win over Rockford. David Roddy had 35 points. That sets up the semifinals Wednesday at St. Michael Albertville High School. Litchfield meets top seed Minneapolis North at 6, followed by Maranatha and Breck at approximately 7:30. The winners meet Friday at St. Cloud State in the championship game. North will be tough to beat, Jay, but Breck and Maranatha pretty good too.
Yeah, that'll be a great semifinal and should be a good championship too. Next in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a member of a big basketball family in the Wayzata boys program.
Jacob Beeninga is the all-time leading scorer in boys basketball at Wayzata High School. And on Wednesday, we'll try to lead the Trojans to their third straight section title. Here's Jason Melillo with this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
He's that special kind of player, a guy who gets better when it matters most.
I mean, Jacob's been a huge part of our back-to-back state tournament teams. Yeah, Jacob's always just been a dog. Like, he's never scared of any moment. Like, he steps up for anything, and like Jacob always comes up clutch. Like in the end of games, like he's always like, that's when he like plays his best, is when it matters the most. As a junior, last year in the section finals, I mean, he took over the game. I mean, he didn't miss a free throw, hit big shot after big shot. He just had a chip on his shoulder that night that said, we're not losing. And he's done that other times throughout his career, and we hope that he can do it a few more times here in March as a senior.
Beeninga is the all-time leading scorer at Wayzata. He could always score from the perimeter, but Beeninga has worked hard to diversify his offensive game.
I worked on that a lot. You know, every day I'm kind of working on, I focus on getting the basket more because I'm more naturally like jump shooting and stuff, but I definitely, every day when I shoot and stuff, I work on shooting at all three levels. I'll do some finishing moves, kind of pull-ups in the mid-range and shoot threes and stuff. So I think working on that every day for really the past 4 years, I've really worked on being able to score at all three levels, and I think that's really helped me and helped our team do really well this year.
Jacob is the third Beeninga brother to come through Wayzata, following Will and Johnny. When Jacob set the new scoring mark at Wayzata, only a few letters had to be changed in the record book. The previous record holder was Johnny. They played together on the Wayzata varsity for one season when Johnny was a senior and Jacob a freshman. Jacob credits his older brothers with helping him develop as a basketball player.
I think they helped tremendously. It always helps to have older brothers who have pushed you throughout my life. And I think that's really helped me because it's helped me become a really competitive person. And so that's carried over to like every day in practice. You know, I'm always wanting to win drills, to win shooting contests and stuff. And so I think they've had a tremendous impact on me and how my game has developed and what person I am today.
And now the student has become the teacher. Jacob's younger brother, Eddie, is a sophomore on the Wayzata varsity.
I try to push him to be a lot better player. And sometimes if he gets down or something, I try to kind of encourage him and say like, hey, like, you did a lot of good things for our team, whatever game it was. Like, I try to kind of encourage him like that, just how Johnny used to do for me if I was down on myself. And I think that's just the biggest thing, is having confidence in yourself, and I try to instill that confidence in him. So.
After high school, Jacob will become a student athlete at Minnesota State Moorhead, where he'll reunite with Johnny, who's become a solid collegiate player for the Dragons.
It was nice to kind of see that he's already there, kind of know that the Moorhead coaches have been good to him and the community's been good to him, and so you kind of see that, and it's a really encouraging sign. And also, he'll be a senior next year, my freshman year, and so kind of having him there to help me ease into the transition of college life it was a huge factor in my decision, and just that comfortability piece was really big for me.
Jacob Beeninga is one of the best players to ever suit up for the Trojans, but the ride isn't over yet, and Beeninga hopes it doesn't end until March 23rd at Target Center.
In addition to Eddie, Jacob Beeninga has two other younger brothers. Nick is in 8th grade and Max is in 4th. Both, of course, play basketball. Sports Jam returns in a moment as Jay talks with two players from the state tournament-bound Hopkins girls basketball team.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Hopkins girls basketball team is headed back to the state tournament after a huge win over Wayzata in the Section 6 championship. We're joined by a couple of the Royals that helped to get it done, starting with Dlayla Chakolis. And boy, you were red hot early in this one. How much fun was tonight to come out and beat this good team for a third time?
This is a bittersweet moment for me. It was my last time playing on this court, and I just told myself I had to give it my all in order to put me and my teammates in a good position, and that's what we did.
Boy, early in the game, this was so intense. I mean, you could see everybody was tired after a couple minutes on both teams just because you were working so hard. But has that been kind of a thing that your team has been good at all year, just putting out that maximum effort?
Yeah, we have a deeper bench this year, and we got a lot of younger kids coming up, and they're giving us great minutes, and that's giving me and other starters time to rest, and then when we come back in, we're fresh, so that's really good.
There are some years where maybe it's been a little bit easier to get to state, but this year you knew you had to go through a really good team. You know, how much does that have you ready for state to have had to battle this good Wayzata team?
I feel like we playing them early, that was really good for us. It tested our patience, it tested our team and our poise, but beating them was a bittersweet moment, and we're just going to play every team like we do and play them the same, and then just hope we get the same result.
Yeah, you got a great set of games coming up potentially. The last few years been runner-up. You know, how much does that drive you to try and take that next step and get that last step and get the championship?
It's literally in the back of all of our minds. Being runner-up is something we hear a lot, and we don't like that. And this year we told ourselves that we just need to come out here, be humble, play poise, and do what we got to do, and that's what we did tonight.
Good luck in the state tournament. Great job here tonight.
Thank you.
And KK Adams, we said almost got to halftime of this game with neither team making a three-pointer, but you changed that. You know, how big were those two shots that you hit to kind of establish your team heading into half?
It was really great. When you have a point guard like Paige, she knows how to look for me in the corner, and I hit it. So I was thankful for that.
There's a lot of pressure on both teams in a game like tonight. The huge crowd, everybody's talking about this game all year long and everything, but how much fun was it to come out and not only be a part of the game, but just to execute well like your team did?
For start-offs, it was great for girls basketball, having all these people here to watch us play. I'm just blessed to be able to play in this type of game, so it was really fun.
A real physical battle, too. I'm sure both teams at times were thinking, like, how was that not a foul? But overall, was that a good thing to just kind of let things develop and you know not call every little thing out here?
Yeah, well, I got in foul trouble, but I'm happy my teammates had my back. But I'm happy that they let us play, and it showed.
Your team now has beat a very good team to get to state, but you know, how do you remind yourselves that Wayzata wasn't the only big obstacle in our path, that we have to be ready for everyone else too?
We think about it every day. We lost 3 years in a row. Every team, we just got to play our best.
What will it take in the tournament? I mean, what's kind of the key things that you have to do well, do you think, to win the next three?
Play defense and stay together as a team, have positive energy, and the results will come.
All right. Well, congratulations on a great run this season, and have fun in the state tournament. I know your team will do well.
Thank you.
All right. KK Adams of the Hopkins Royals as they get it done, a 77-60 win over Wayzata in the Section 6 4A championship. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam, but first it's a look at our plays of the week. That one blocked. Jenna Johnson denies it.
Don't forget our CCX Sports Play of the Week. We have 4 new plays each week to vote on. Go to our website at ccxmedia.org. Go to the Play of the Week page under the Sports tab and vote for your favorite play. Here's last week's winner. Totino Grace's number 15, Kayla Meehan, scored this power play goal in the Section 4A tournament to help lead the Eagles to a win over SPA. Remember, go to our website, vote for this week's plays. They're posted down. We'll announce a winner on the March 18th program. And that will do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching Sports Jam.
Next week, we have state-adapted floor hockey and girls basketball highlights, plus section finals and boys hoops. See you then.